This is Ezekiel chapter 38. I'm going to start at verse 3. All right, you know what? Verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, thus saith Yahawah, our power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rahakodash, double honor star apostles at Great Millstone, who will wear the titles of truth. Peace and love and blessed salutations to you, alchemists, part of the Bayasha, double dot house of David. I'm not going to make this long, so I sent this to a brother actually. This is all through the spirit, right? Trump tells Russian President Putin to end Ukraine war now or else. We can do it the easy way or the hard way. And that's a call out Yahawashi. Let's see what the comments say. Look at these people. Get in the office moving like they told him he got 7 months to live. That's because the days are being shortened for the Alexei. So found this news video through the spirit. I want you brothers to see this. This is why I brought this specific scripture out first, because all this is wars, rumors of wars. And Gog and Magog, represent Russia, and then also too you go to the 5th chapter. It says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, which are those Arab countries. All right, with them, all of them with shield and helmet, and this is ultimately, World War III. That's going to take place. Putting the hooks in the jaw. Hey, that's what this is. Don't shoot. That's what this is symbolizing. Okay. Putting hooks. All right, turning Russia back to look toward who? This place, Babylon, United States. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So, through the spirit, we pretty much all know Ezekiel the 38th chapter, where we should. All right, these are just wars and rumors of wars. I'm gonna get this. Actually, let's play the video.
President Trump has warned Vladimir Putin he'll impose tariffs and more sanctions on Russia if it does not reach an agreement to end the war in Ukraine. In a post to Truth Social yesterday, Trump urged Putin to, quote, settle now and stop this ridiculous war, or he'll put high levels of taxes, tariffs, and sanctions on items sold by Russia. Joining us now from the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv.
Now you ask yourself, what are sanctions? Let's look it up. So sanctions, the explanation of sanctions. Prominent forms of economic sanctions include trade barriers. He just mentioned that. Meaning things that are sold from another country to another country. All right. Asset freezes, travel bans, arms embargoes, and restrictions of financial transactions. The efficacy of sanctions in achieving intended goals is a subject of debate. Scholars have also considered the policy externalities of sanctions. So there you have it.
Is CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams. Holly, these kinds of threats, are they likely to bring Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table?
Hell no. Because it's prophesied, okay, and the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. And we're gonna see what Putin has to say about it. Let's see. I always like going to the comment board. Let's see. we're going to see if we can find a response to from Putin.
Good morning, Vlad. Well, interestingly, the Kremlin's actually already responded to that post from President Trump, saying that it's, quote, nothing new. And that's probably not very surprising, given that Russia is already isolated economically and politically from the West by existing sanctions. Look, here I think is the bigger picture. On the one hand, Russia is currently making gains on the battlefield here in Ukraine. But on the other, a lot of military observers believe that this war has been a humiliation for Vladimir Putin, a war that he started by invading Ukraine. So Russia has suffered a string of embarrassing failures here on the battlefield. The second or third most powerful military in the world supposedly has only succeeded in taking around 20% of Ukraine's territory, and Russia has suffered hundreds.
And see, they don't know what's going on. Russia invaded Ukraine because that used to be a part of Russia. So they're only taking back basically what is theirs. Okay? But they got to feed the U.S. citizens the BS. That's why this is CBS News. Bullshit news, okay? Because they got to make these idiot American citizens think, elsewise, that this war is really meaningless. But there's always something. There's always a greater picture behind something or a reason.
Of thousands of casualties. So yes, maybe at this point, Vladimir Putin would be super willing to sit down with the President of the United States at a summit meeting and find a face-saving way out of this conflict. Here in Ukraine, more and more people are open to negotiations, open to a ceasefire. But
look how big Russia is. Like we keep saying, and the brothers know this is a part of Russia. That's all it is.
The fear is that Vladimir Putin could use negotiations, use a ceasefire to buy time, rebuild his military, and then renege on any deal and reinvade Ukraine.
Wow. All right. So speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos on Tuesday, as you know, Holly, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said at least 200,000 European peacekeepers would be needed to stop new Russian attacks under any ceasefire deal that the two come to an agreement over. What more can you tell us about what else Ukraine is saying that it needs?
Well, look, Vlad, there was a recent poll here in Ukraine that just found that just over half of Ukrainians would like to negotiate a ceasefire. That is up dramatically since the beginning of the war in 2022. And it's not surprising given the horrors that people have lived through here over the last 3 years or so. But Ukraine is adamant that there cannot be a ceasefire without security guarantees for Ukraine, whether that is NATO membership, whereby the US and other countries would have to come to Ukraine's defense if it was attacked.
World War III.
Whether it's peacekeepers or some other measures. Also, many Ukrainians have said to us that no matter what happens, they need a continuing supply of American weapons to defend themselves because they do not trust Vladimir Putin to stick to any deal that he agrees to. So look, at least some Ukrainians would like to negotiate, would like a ceasefire, but the devil is going to be in the details.
See that? Call Allah Yahawashi now shy. I'm trying to see if Putin responds to Trump. Let's see if he already responded. I'm pretty sure he has. On Cam Putin's message, Trump's response. Oh yeah. Let's see what this is talking about.
And as for the events in the United States, indeed, today we will be seeing the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Obviously, the election period was by all means not easy for President Trump, with fierce pressure being exerted upon him and his family members, all the way up to assassination attempts. But President Trump was courageous and enjoyed a landslide victory, and now we see their statements about wishing to restore direct contacts with Russia, suspended by the previous administration. We've heard his commitment to do everything to prevent World War III. Of course, we welcome this approach, and we congratulate the newly elected President of the United States.
And there ain't nothing that he can do to prevent it, like I made in my recent video, because it's prophecy.
On his inauguration, we have never been against dialogue. We have always been ready to maintain peaceful relationship with any American administration. I have said that many times. We'd like to see the dialogue built upon equality and mutual respect, considering the common positions on our country on a number of international issues, including strengthening security and political stability. We're also open for dialogue with the new US administration on the Ukrainian conflict. The most important thing here is to eliminate the fundamental reason for the conflict. That's the most important. And as for settling the situation itself, its goal should be not a brief ceasefire, not just getting some time to regroup and rearm and carry on the conflict, but long-term peace based on respect to lawful interests of all people and nationalities living in the region. And of course, we're going to fight for the interests of Russia and its people. This is actually the goal and point of the special military operation.
See?
I have to speak to President Putin. We're gonna
See? He basically told you, and he basically told you, like, this is about the Russian people.
have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Zelensky wants to make a deal. I don't know if Putin does.
Wars and rumors of wars. So, hey, even if Kamala would have came in, even if Kamala, would have been president, the war is going to happen. It's going to happen. Nothing's going to sway it. It's going to happen. So, NLT, Matthew 24:6. And you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. So, even though these things are taking place, the end won't follow immediately because, again, this RFID technology has to come. And November 19th, 2024, Trump names Dr. Oz as head of Medicare. Oz said RFID CHIP is the next big thing in healthcare. Published November 19, 2024. So